Hi. Today is Emily and I's anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So we got to come to Fort Frederica near Brunswick, Georgia.
It's on St. Simon's Island
It's on,
in Georgia.
So we came over this morning and we kind of hiked around a little bit and got to see I'm going to call it preserved area, but the area of Frederica. It's kind of an interesting area where you can see each of the plots for like the butcher and the baker
And the candlestick maker.
and the candlestick maker. But what did they say it was? 400 acres?
I think 240 acres.
240 acres. And it was not, you didn't buy your way here or pay your way through like indentured servitude or anything like that. The English brought people here that were worthy of coming here. So they brought people that had skilled trades.
And they promised you a plot of land.
That was 60 feet by 40 feet.
Correct. And you got to build your own house.
And plant a garden.
And plant your own garden. And tend to your own animals.
So we got to go to the fort, which is like west of us right now, the barracks, which is kind of north and west. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a little archaeological dig site where they're digging out the foundation of one of the buildings right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They have some kids there doing that. They said it's been an archaeological site for 5 years.
Speaking of indentured servitude, the kids. Anyway, but it's a neat area. It's clearly, like, I say clearly, but it was cleared at some point to make way for people's homes and things like that, so.
Yeah. And we will show you what I believe it was probably the first design of an RV bed. Started right here in Georgia.
Super uncomfortable. So you can see probably the Spanish moss hanging from the trees behind us, and they used that to stuff mattresses and pillows and things like that, which I'm sure was terribly uncomfortable.
All right, let's take a tour.
Fort Frederica barely resembles the military town that once flourished here. It was established in 1736 by General James Oglethorpe. Within 7 years, it was a thriving town with nearly 1,000 residents, and by 1758, just 20 years from being founded, all of the residents and buildings had vanished. What happened to this vanishing town? Let's find out. Fort Frederica was established in 1736 by General James Oglethorpe. Its strategic location on St. Simon's Island played a crucial role in defending the southern frontier of the British Empire. Oglethorpe founded Fort Frederica to protect the British colonies from Spanish and French threats in the region.
He put his ear in a jar from to preserve it. Yeah, that's it. That's the ear.
The fort quickly became a bustling military town, home to soldiers and settlers. Life inside Fort Frederica was both challenging and vibrant. Soldiers trained rigorously, while settlers and traders worked to produce wine, silk, and other commodities and services that were to be used by the soldiers of the garrison. In 1742, it faced its greatest test during the Battle of Bloody Marsh. The name came from old tales claiming the marsh ran red with the blood of Spaniards, where British forces successfully repelled a Spanish invasion. This victory solidified Fort Frederica's importance in British America. By 1743, nearly 1,000 people lived at Fort Frederica. The town enjoyed a relative measure of prosperity, but it was a prosperity that was built on military outlays. In 1748, a peace treaty was signed between Great Britain and Spain. This meant Frederica was no longer needed to guard against Spanish attack. The garrison was withdrawn and disbanded. The local economy collapsed, and as many as half of the town's people left to seek their fortunes elsewhere. In 1758, only 22 years after the establishment of the town, a fire started, and before the last flame died out, What remained of the town was a blackened and charred ruin. Those that were left in the town essentially vanished overnight. In 1945, Fort Frederica National Monument was established. Archaeological excavations were done in time that uncovered Frederica's past and allowed its story to be told again to new generations of Americans. Although it failed as a settlement, its victory in defending Georgia from Spanish attack made its success at first as a British colony and then later as part of the United States possible. The archaeological finds here continue to enrich our understanding of this vibrant chapter in American history. Recent archaeological excavations have unearthed a treasure trove of artifacts providing new insights into daily life at the fort. From pottery shards to military equipment, each discovery tells a story of resilience and adaptation in a challenging frontier environment. Also found on the land that is now the Fort Frederica National Monument is an African American burial site. After the Revolutionary War, plantations were established and owners used enslaved people from Central and West Africa to work the land. They are known as the Gullah Geechee today. They brought cultural customs and identities to the New World. In 2019, these burial grounds were discovered. The research is ongoing to learn more details about the individuals found here. We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into one of America's lesser-known historical treasures. Whether you're a history buff or simply like exploring new places, Fort Frederica and St. Simon's Islands are great places to visit. We hope to share more fascinating historical sites with you, like Fort Frederica National Monument, as we continue our travels throughout the U.S. Thanks for watching!